Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So as part of our picks from Pinterest little mini series that we're doing here, I've brought along this little printout of this project, which I just thought would be absolutely ideal to use up these butterflies, which I'd found lurking under my desk when we were doing the Tidy Fridays. So as you can see, I mean, they're just little clusters. I mean, that one's actually got a sort of more faux postage stamp on it, but the others have all got butterflies. Now, it's very hard, obviously, on Pinterest to see, you know, what exactly they were. I mean, they actually look like they're possibly even metal, to be honest. It's very, very hard to see. But what I thought that we could do is use up these ones. So these are just some Do Crafts butterflies. I had them for the longest time, and, you know, again, I was obviously hoarding these, you know, to begin with at least. And then obviously they got buried under my desk, so I actually then totally forgot I even had them. As you can see, I've got the back sheet as well where I have extra butterflies. So I might actually just keep that, and then I can just cut these out sort of later whilst I'm watching TV. So we've got kind of bonus butterflies there. But all of these ones are on foam dots. So they're sort of like, you know, 3D kind of effect butterflies. So, yeah, that one, I don't know whether that was a defect or whether perhaps I've even used that at an earlier stage. Who knows? But anyway, that one's just one layer, but that's absolutely fine. So this looks like an ideal project to obviously use scraps for. So again, I've got my scraps kind of bin here beside me. And what I thought we'll do is just, first of all, we'll prepare the butterflies to use on here, and then we can obviously make the kind of base for the clusters. So I'm just going to start by inking them up, making them look nice and yummy and vintage. And then what I thought that I would do is I'm going to use some of my embossing glaze stuff, because as I say, these look like they could be metal that she's actually used on there. So, you know, I thought the embossing glaze would kind of act as a similar sort of effect. So this one here, oh, I'm just trying to see. Oh, yep, that's from behind. So I've got that big white kind of effect going on. Now, personally, I mean, I don't really like that, so I might just tear that off, to be honest. There we go. I think it just looks better without that big, weird white backgroundy thing that it had going on. We'll just ink this one. Okay. And let's do a couple of these a bit different. So I'm just doing the brownie ones with the brown vintage photo. And then what I might do is we'll just kind of add a different colour, I think, to one or two, just so as we've got sort of a bit of difference going on. So let's have a look and see what colours I've got. I have been playing with my, you know, distress inks a lot more recently. So, yep, I've still got some messy hands actually going on from playing previously. So please excuse my messy hands, but it's really nice to bring out some other things, isn't it? So just trying to decide, because I thought actually I'm going to do this blue one with some blue, I think. So let's pull in. Right, I've got green here, so let's just ink this a little bit, making it a bit more vibrant green. Okay, so super gorgeous, isn't it? I just love that colour green. I just, oh, could look at that all day. Okay, so that's the green one, and then the blue. Now, I think I've got a pad that I have been using blues on. So I'm trying to be very good and change my pads and things. Along with my Tidy Fridays, this is. I think I'm trying to be generally more, you know, a bit better with my crafting generally. So, okay. Just ink that up around there with the blues. Seem to have something else going on there, something sort of torn on there. Oops, there we go. So that's a blue one, and should we do, oops, should we do blue on this one as well? nice, isn't it? And then what I might do is do that other blue, the broken china, kind of in there as well. So let's put that one back. Let's just go in here. Okay, that's quite nice, isn't it? And don't forget, you know, I'm going to emboss glaze these as well, so they may take on, you know, slightly different appearance anyway. And then I've got my rusty hinge, so just going to do these two, I think, with the rusty hinge. So I'll just use just this pad. Again, might just tear these off altogether. That's better. Because when they're kiss cut, those antenna things, they don't look great, do they? So, you know, sometimes I just think you're better off getting rid of them than having them look really strange. And then this one as well, we'll just go around this one with some rusty hinge as well. Okay, right, okay, so I won't ditch this yet because I might use that for something further down the line. Honestly, and that's how the mess starts, isn't it? By just never getting rid of all these little bits and pieces that you think, oh, I might use that one day, or I might use that one day. What I should do is just think to myself, I have plenty of other things to use, but I don't seem to think that way. Right, okay, so all I'm going to do is ink up my butterflies and distress ink, distress, you know, emboss them. So let's move these out the way so that I can put this down, so that I can put my powder onto this one. So I'm just bringing in my powder. Now, again, this is the antique linen colour, but I have actually got some vintage photo colour now, which I haven't opened yet. So might do a couple in the vintage photo and a couple in the linen. So might do the green in the linen because that's going to give it more of a yellowy effect, which her green butterfly is slightly more yellowy. So let's do that one like that. And I mean, obviously I'm not trying to make them look identical. Like we said before, you know, this is just my take on something I've seen on Pinterest. So I'm not actually trying to kind of get it looking the same. So dab that off. I'm going to put that down ready for heat embossing. So I'm going to just put them on the floor beside me as I kind of cover them in powder, and then I will obviously just, you know, heat emboss them at the same time. So again, just might do this one in the antique linen. They're quite handy being on those foam pads actually. And let's have a look, see what other ones we've got. Perhaps we'll do this one in the linen. Actually, I might do both the blues in the linen, I think. Yeah, that's that sort of foam pad, it acts like a bit of a handle to hold it with, so it's working out quite handy. Okay, so I'm going to do this blue one, I think, with the linen as well. As I say, I haven't actually opened the vintage photo yet, so, you know, when I do, I might find actually that one's better, but I like this antique linen colour as well. So I might do, yeah, I might do this blue one as well. Okay, so I'm just going to switch my camera off while I just heat emboss these. Okay, so just so as you can see them, they look really, really nice, don't they? So I'm just going to do the others now. Shall we try the vintage photo? Now, I'm just wondering whether the vintage photo is actually going to make them really, really dark. So, but let's give it a try and we'll see. So when I had tried to order the vintage photo, I think I got this one from Amazon, it was out of stock. And I have since managed to get hold of it. So, yeah, quite excited to try it. Okay, so this is it. It's the Distress Embossing Glaze and it's just vintage photo. So we'll see how this looks. I mean, as I say, I haven't used it before. It may be that it's actually going to look really, really dark, in which case I'll wish that I had used the the antique linen, but we'll see. Okay, it's very dark there, isn't it? So I might just use my little pokey tool just to kind of pick that up. Right, so I mean, it's looking super, super dark, but I mean, hopefully that's going to still look okay. We'll just have to see. So I've got my book page sat there from the other ones, so I'm just going to move the others off. And I'll just pile all my ones that I do now on there so that I can just heat emboss them all together. So that one. Okay. I needed a bit more there. Okay. Yeah, they're really handy having those foam dots. This is just awesome because they're just like they've got literally a handle on there to hold. So I almost feel like, oh, every time that I distress ink and I think, not distress ink, you know, emboss glaze and anything, I should put a little foam dot on the back to act as a little handle because it just makes it so nice to use or so nice to handle. Okay, so that's that one, which is the single one. So yeah, as I say, I mean, I've had them so long, I don't remember whether this was just a defective one with just one layer or whether I have already used one layer, who knows. Right, just going to now heat emboss these. Okay then, so this is them. I mean, obviously, as you can see, they are actually quite a bit darker than the other ones, but I mean, that's absolutely fine. You know, they still look like butterflies, so that's fine. I did have to do them a second time, actually, a couple of them, because I had missed kind of sections of their wings. So a couple of them I've done twice, which is obviously making them even darker still, but you know, they're still fine. So let's have a look. Now she's just layered up obviously a few different things. She's got some book page on there. She's got some doily. I think she might have some lace running through this one. And something else in the background. So, you know, very much just our normal clusters using just scraps and things like that. So hence obviously I've got my scraps box here and I've got some book page and things on there. So I'm just going to tear down some book page to start. So now, how many butterflies have we got? I probably should check, shouldn't I? So I've got 5, oops, 6, 7, oops, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I've got 10 to do. So again, just grabbing, you know, anything really. So I've got this, which is just some sort of, you know, coffee dyed-ish looking paper. It's actually printed, but it's got that same sort of colour. So you can just layer that up like that. Okay, might just have another little bit of book page on there actually as well. Okay, and then I've got this, which is some vintage document. So again, might just kind of double layer on there. Let's just have a look and see what else I've got that's quite dark on here. Put in some of the scraps from the bottom. Again, I've got some more book page here. Okey-doke. More of that vintage document. Oops, that one's upside down. Don't really want that. We could have some with the postage stamps there. Okay. Now, do I have any that's more just kind of the darkish brown type thing? Don't know whether I have. Mine are mainly kind of more decorative papers, but that's fine. Just going to see how it would look to have a kind of decorative piece in the background. So if I had like that, and then some of the book page there on top. That looks okay, doesn't it? Yeah, I think we'll have it like that. So, and just have a bit of that vintage document perhaps on there as well. Okay. And let's see, I've got some blue, I've got some pink. Perhaps we'll have one with pink. Again, just trying to kind of get rid of those really straight edges so as it looks a little bit more, you know, rough and kind of rough and ready is what we'll say. A bit more rough and ready. Got some blue. Now, why am I lacking the brownie colours? I might have to pull in some paper bag here. Yeah, I might have to pull in some paper bag. I thought that I was going to manage to do it from just all of my scraps here, but here we go. Might do it from these actually. So yeah, let's use a bit of that. So let's just layer that one up like that. And then I think what I'm going to do is just take these straight to the machine because let me move this over, because hers have been stitched. So I'm just going to take them straight over to the machine, and she's just done like a zigzag stitch, and she's also put some lace on one of them. So I might do a bit of lace on a couple of them perhaps. And again, just use this one. Okay. Bit more book page. Like that. And then this piece here. Just put that one down there. Just off to the side so as I get some of that texty looking bit showing as well. Okay, now shall I pull in some doily? Let's see if I've got some... well, what I have found is bits of lace. So let's just chop down the lace. I might just have like a bit of lace coming on that one. And then just a bit more. Maybe on this one, and should we have some, I don't know. Oh, I don't know, maybe this one. Okay, so I've got 7 there. I just need to do 3 more. Line up 3 more to do. So let's just move these off to the side, ready to take across to the sewing machine. So I'm just going to lay them out here so that I take them across to the sewing machine, hopefully without really disturbing them too much. So let's take that one. Okay, and yeah, these ones probably need a little bit more. So I've got, this will be number 8. So I just need 2 more bits of book page, I think. So yeah, I mean, these are really good for using up some scraps, aren't they? So there we go, 1. And then 1 more, come on. There we go. Oh, it's turning really chilly suddenly. It's quite a nice day, and now just suddenly, oh, well, it was weird. The sky went really black, and now suddenly as I'm speaking, it's actually kind of now going a bit more bright. Let's have a look. Right, I've got a bit more under here. So just trying to keep them quite neutral, really, because hers were quite neutral. And yeah, I mean, obviously, although I'm not trying to make them completely the same, it's quite nice to do them similar-ish. So that one, and what else have I got? What else? Oh, come on. Had a word there. I'm still looking for sort of just brownish pieces. I don't really want to pull in paper bag because I'm sure that in amongst this stuff I must have some more brownish pieces. Well, I will use this coffee dyed, these bits here. So put one down there, and then this one here. Okay. Okay, and then should we just layer up a couple more things? So let me see whether I have some other little scraps. I've got this little scrap of lace here. I mean, again, these are just bits that are floating around on my desk, you know, as they tend to do sometimes in my desk. So, you know, but it's always great if you can just find things laying about, you know, I love that. And I mean, I know obviously if you've been joining me for my Tidy Fridays, I don't want to go too mad and have my desk clear, because I actually find it really inspirational. I know that just sounds ironic, but I actually do find it really inspirational when there's just stuff on my desk that kind of, you know, I wouldn't necessarily have chosen had it not been suddenly falling out in front of my face. So, yeah, I really, really like just being able to rummage through my pile of rubbish here. So just quickly having a look. Oh, isn't that annoying? Because I've got, you know, you name it, it's here. Except for doily. Can I see any doily? No. I've got some very pale doily. I mean, I think this has been food coloured pink, but to be honest, you wouldn't really know it. It looks almost white. But perhaps I could just use some of that, because maybe the contrast might be quite nice. So let's just have that there. Okay. And just pop a little bit here, I think. Yeah, sometimes a bit of contrast is nice, to be honest. So just have this piece up here, like that. Okay, so I'm going to take them to the oh no, not quite yet, because I just noticed that's got none at all. It's just got two, you know, two different papers on there, so it's looking a bit boring. Down there. Okay, I'm going to take these across to the sewing machine and just do like a zigzag stitch on them, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm here at the sewing machine, and what I'm going to do, I've got some white thread or ivory coloured thread in there at the moment. So I'm going to do some with ivory, and then I might do some with black. So just going to get started. So I just need to set this for my zigzag stitch. Okay. Okay, so that's my first one. Now I have to say that stitching's not really overly showing very much, which is a bit of a shame. So yeah, maybe I should do them all. Maybe I should do them all with the black. I'll do one more and we'll see, you know, see how that looks. But I may, you know, may decide that actually better off doing them all with the black. So just go through this one. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's really not particularly showing, which is such a shame. I'll do this last one with the white, only because I think this one maybe would benefit from white rather than black. But actually, just as I'd switched my camera off, I just noticed this bit of lace that was kind of floating about on the desk as well. So I might just incorporate that into here as well. Okay, so that's that one. Again, really can barely see that stitching. In fact, I can't see that at all. So I'm going to change my thread for the black now. Okay, so I've got the black thread in now, so hopefully that's going to look a bit more, you know, have a bit more of a kind of impact. So let's try that. Yeah, it does look a lot better, a lot better. So yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? Right, okay, so we'll just do the next couple. So again, just got this one. Okay, oops. I mean, of course, you could have glued these first, I just thought that I would save a bit of time and just come straight to the sewing machine and just do them like that. But yeah, you could have glued them first, of course. There's that one. Okay, we've got this one, which again, I might just incorporate a little bit of lace because I might as well use or try and use a bit of that scrap up. So I'll just put that poking out here, I think. Maybe like that, okay. There we go. And then we've got this one, which again, shall I just use a bit more lace? Just because then, you know, I might manage to use this in this project. So it's just another piece then gone from my desk. So, I mean, not that it's making any difference, but whoa, and I just then did not stitch that in at all. Oops, I might have to go back over to stitch that lace in. Don't know quite what happened there. For some reason, just completely missed getting the lace stitched in there. So I'll just go back over. Okay. Actually, I quite like it, weirdly enough, with the two zigzag stitches. It looked quite pretty, didn't it? Okay, so I've got this one. So I've only got 3 more left to do, and unfortunately I had already put some lace on this, but I think what I'll do is you know, maybe layer the lace. So we'll perhaps have it like that with the 2 bits of lace, because then I've used that whole scrap of lace up. Okay, so again, just go through the middle. Like that. Okay, and then this one. So, I mean, obviously some of these I've layered up much more than others, but that's fine. And of course, you know, if I feel that they need a bit more, you know, another layer, an extra layer, then obviously I can always glue an extra layer on the back of them in a minute. So we'll see how they look. So this one is the last one. And actually I can just do that zigzag again from a kind of angle because the lace is not sort of stitched in here. So I'm just going to go in and do just another little zigzag just here. Okay. So we've got the 2 lines of zigzag, which I just think look really, really nice, don't they? So I'm going to take these back to the desk and we'll just attach the butterflies. Okay, so here's all my finished little pieces. So I'm going to probably ink some of them up now. I don't know whether I'm going to ink all of them, but, well, I say that, I probably will. I probably will ink all of them, to be honest. So I'm just cutting some of the threads off. Okay, and this is where we can then, you know, if we want to add some extra layers, then we can do that. Oh my gosh, that one seemed to have like loads and loads of threads. I don't know why it had so many. Well, I guess it was one of the ones that I did the two lines of stitch in, so I suppose that would explain the vast amounts of threads. Right, let's do a couple at a time. Okay, so I mean, there's that one. Really, really pretty. Really like how it is. So now I can just kind of reinforce it by just, you know, gluing a couple of the bits together just to, you know, hold it together a little bit better. So I'll just go in here with that one as well. Don't know whether my glue's actually coming out now. That'll be the next problem, won't it? So I've got some more glue here, don't worry. Okay. Oh, well, it had been coming out actually, because when I went to peel that up, it was glued. Okay, so we've got those, and this one. Okie doke. And then this one here. yeah, it's suddenly very chilly, which is very strange because it was quite nice. Then it went all black. Then now it's got quite chilly, so it's going to be one of those strange days. So let's just ink up this one, and I might just ink, you know, mainly around just the edges, I think, so as it sort of highlights it and emphasizes it a little bit. Okay. Okie dokie. So that's that one. So let's have quite a browny butterfly on there, I think. So this is that one that only had the one layer of butterfly on there. Okay. Thinking it's quite small on there, and so possibly I might have to make that a little bit smaller, because otherwise does that look just quite lost. So I might just tear it down here. Go across that stitching. There we go. Oh, that just is a bit better, isn't it? It was looking quite tiny on there otherwise, so again, just ink that sort of edge up and pop that there. And I will hot glue this down, because I mean, obviously that glue dot, you know, it's quite sticky, but I always think it just could do with an extra bit of help, really. Okay, so that's that one. So it looks nice, doesn't it? And I'll just put that to one side. Okay, let's do the pink one. Don't know. Yeah, maybe that butterfly, I think. Yeah. So again, I will ink this. I was debating whether or not to, and I thought, actually, I think it needs it. So we'll just ink all around the edges. Excuse me. And then I'll just ink it a little bit darker in, you know, through the main part of it, I think. So yeah, it kind of needed that bit of help, didn't it? And again, obviously it's got that glue dot. Oops. But what I'm going to do is actually just attach a little spot of extra glue, just in case that was not going to be sufficient. Okay, and we will just then glue the whole thing down. Just there. Okay, that one's really nice. Put that one out of the way. And then let's do this one. I think I'm actually going to do any of these without inking the edges. It's probably doubtful, actually, isn't it? Not really looking like I'm going to, is it? So, oops. Okay. Should we have the... That's a nice one, isn't it? Yeah, I like how that looks. Okie doke. Okay, that one's nice. And then this one, let me just see how it would look if I didn't ink the edges. I mean, to be honest, I just think it doesn't really look quite finished. If you just compare the two, it kind of needs the inking, doesn't it? And again, I might just tear this one down just a fraction, because again, you know, it's quite big compared to that butterfly. So I'll just ink around those edges again. Yeah, I'm really chilly actually, so I've got a jumper on, but it still feels quite cold. Okay, I'm just going to pop him there. Like that. And obviously, what you could do, if you don't have these butterflies, which I'm not even sure if you can buy them anymore, to be honest, because, you know, I've had them for a long, long time. But what you could do is just take any butterflies. I mean, I've got some freebies on my website. I've got a butterfly printable in my shop. Or, of course, you know, you can get butterflies all over from anywhere, any other digis probably, or, you know, anywhere. And what you could do is obviously print them off twice, cut them out and layer them up. So I don't think I've got any that are just to hand the same size or the same butterfly, but just kind of going through my stash of butterflies just to my side. Well, I can't really see any the same at the moment, but just to kind of give you an idea, you know, you could make your own by printing them out and then just glue dotting them in the middle if you wanted to have that raised, you know, raised effect going on. You don't need to have those same butterflies. I mean, obviously, you know, she hasn't got those same butterflies at all. And as I say, hers actually look like they could potentially be metal. Yeah, they've got something kind of metal looking about them. Oh, I love that one. I don't know why, but for some reason this one just looks extra nice. Yeah, I'm going to put it down there, I think. And, you know, look at this one. It's glue dots right over to the side. But anyway. Okay, so that's that one. And let's do the others. So, I mean, this is a really great use of scraps. It's obviously using up those butterflies. You know, again, I'm going to have more ready-made ephemera pieces or ready-made embellishment pieces to put on ephemera for my junk journals. So, you know, it's just a win-win, really. And I love just nothing better than a quick, easy project. So this is just right up my street. Okay. I mean, you know, sometimes, occasionally, it's nice to do something that's a little bit more protracted. But, I mean, on the whole, I just think there's nothing better, no better feeling than actually, you know, being able to make quite a few of something quite quickly, you know, very easily. That's just kind of, for me, that's a really winning combination. Okay. Stop that. I'm just going to sort of be careful because I've got blue butterflies and things now. I've got mainly coloured ones, so I don't want to kind of stick them down on the wrong pieces of paper. So I need to be a bit careful how I use them. You know, I don't want to, for instance, have a blue one on here because that's going to not look very good. So I just want to be a bit careful. I'm not going to kind of just ad hoc do them now. I'm just going to focus a little bit more on how I'm sticking them down. So there we go. Did I ink this one? No. Okay. Right, and I haven't glued any of these bits of paper either, so just need to bear that in mind if I'm going to want to do that. So let's just quickly go in and glue my layers down. And I mean, again, you know, you don't probably have to do this. I mean, I just like doing things like this because I don't like my pieces not really kind of firmly attached. But, I mean, they have got the stitch in, so it's not like they're going to be falling apart. But I just like to have them, you know, really thoroughly glued. But yeah, I mean, that's probably just me. I don't know quite why that matters, but I suppose I don't really trust the stitching to just hold it all together. Okay. That one. And then this one. Okie dokie. Right. So just need to be a bit mindful now of how I'm attaching the butterflies. I'm going to tear off those antennae because, again, didn't they look horrible in the white? They just didn't look good. Oh, don't you just love that blue on that brown? Oh, I love that. But I just, before I glue that down, although I do love it, I just need to make sure that I'm getting them, you know, the right ones on the right pieces. I'm going to end up having a blue one on there, which was the exact thing that I said I didn't want to do. Let me just check whether it might look better that way around. Don't know now. Well, I definitely, yeah, absolutely love love this blue one on here. So let's get that one down before I can change my mind. I'm not going to change my mind. I love him on there. He looks scrumptious, doesn't he? Oh, yummy. Love it. Okay, so just want to make sure I'm getting... It's mainly this one because it's got the patterned paper. It's just a case of, you know, making sure that I've got a butterfly that goes. I'm just going to, again, just tear those off. It doesn't look great. Let's just check. I mean, that's quite nice on there. Oh, that one. That one's quite nice on there. What do we think to that? Do we quite like that? I quite like it. Oh, this one as well has only got one layer, unless I've somehow damaged the layer whilst I was embossing it. I didn't notice that I did that, but hey, stranger things have happened. I would never be that surprised. Okay, I love that green one on there. Just, oh, I love colour. So, I mean, that just looks so gorgeous, that green against that kind of, you know, antique-y looking background. Doesn't it just look lovely? Oh, I love it. And then this brown one, we will just pop that down there. Okay. Okay. So that's that one, and then this one. This one looks gorgeous on here, actually. It's very delicate, but it does look pretty. Oh, I love those. They are so cute. And I've used up that whole packet. So that just feels awesome. And actually, I've just had this thought, funnily enough. So I'm just going to bring them all in and show you, you know, the finished results. So these are all the ones that we have made. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Hot glue threads now, just stringing off of them all. Okay, so that's all the ones that we've done. I have to say, definitely these two, actually, these three are my favourite, without a doubt. They're just lovely, aren't they? Really, really love those. But what I was just thinking is, because I thought perhaps we'll just do a project with them. And now I'm wondering whether we could actually make some sort of journaling card from the packaging. Do you know what the weird thing is? I now can't bring myself to use these three. I'm going to now hoard them. Like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? I have no idea. I have no idea what's wrong with me whatsoever. But yeah, I can't bring myself to use them. But I can bring myself to use the others. So just wondering whether we could actually make that into a journaling card. What do you think? I mean, that wasn't what I had planned. But we could do that, couldn't we? Or do we think that's a waste of those butterflies? Oh, how ridiculous. How ridiculous. As if I haven't got enough butterflies to use. I mean, we have got this on the back. Oh, let's just go for this, shall we? Otherwise, I'm going to be here all day just deliberating whether or not to do it. So let's just do it. Do it, do it, do it. Oh, these, yeah, I shall probably hoard these for a long time now. Crazy, crazy, crazy behaviour. You know, why would I need to hoard them is just beyond me. Now, I've got some plain kind of coffee dyed-ish backgrounds, so I can back that onto there so it's got something plain on the back. I mean, it's quite plain, but obviously you've got that label down there, so let's just get rid of that by just gluing that down. Am I the only person who makes things and then literally loves them so much that I can't bring myself to use them? Is that just me, or do we all do that? It's truly odd. I have no idea why I do that, but honestly, just mad, mad, mad. But yeah, I just think those look so pretty. I now literally don't want to use them. Okay. So I'm just going to cut this out. And again, I like to just go in kind of a millimetre or so. And then, you know, hopefully you've kind of captured the glue nicely anywhere where it might not have actually been stuck quite down. Okay, and then, oops, didn't make a very good job of cutting that. Not very straight at all. Don't think it's a lot straighter now. Again, just cut that down and then just go across at the top as well. Oh gosh, I'm making a horrible job of cutting. Horrible. I don't know what's going on with my cutting today, but it's not good. Okay, well that hopefully is a bit better. I can't help but think it needs to come down a bit there because it's quite square at the moment. Well, it's not square, but you know, it's a fat rectangle rather than a sort of skinny one, I suppose. Oh gosh. This is now, again, doing that thing like when my daughter was making the Barbie clothes and she was just cutting the material and cutting it until she had none left. That's what's happening to my journaling card now. And I'll be then wishing that I'd just fussy cut the butterflies out from it. Okay, so that's that. Now, was I going to use this one? Because that then picks up this butterfly from the corner. So just going to ink this up. Bit more ink there. I mean, obviously this section is going to be sort of covered like that. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to kind of pop that on there. So what I might do is just take it to the sewing machine and stitch around the edge with some black stitching, and that way it's going to obviously tie in really nicely with the black on here. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I'm back from the sewing machine and I just went round it twice actually with the sewing machine. So it's got like a sort of double frame thing going on. And that's my little cluster that I'm going to add onto there. I mean, to be honest, it looks so pretty, doesn't it? It just barely needs a single other thing on there. I've got just a black word here, happy. I'm just going to see if that would look nice on there. Again, I mean, I don't really think it needs kind of anything. It looks just lovely as it is, but we'll just give this a try. Just have that there. There. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. I honestly don't think it needs really anything, but I'm just kind of playing around. Could have that sort of journaling spot on there, I guess. Actually, I think that looks quite good because it just breaks it up, whereas otherwise the back is a bit blending in to the cluster itself. So let's just have this one on here. Okay. Okey-doke. Let's turn that up. I think that probably is the right way. Let's move that over across a little bit. Okay, so this is just a little stamped, you know, journaling spot. And then we're just going to glue the whole thing down. Just use my regular tacky glue for this. Okay. Lots of glue because I want to make sure it's obviously stuck on there really nicely. Okay, like that. Oops, got just a bit of thread there. Okay, stick that down. I don't know whether to have that word on there or not. Yeah, let's just have that word. Just need to pick the right place. Oh, perhaps up there actually, I think. Okay, just pop that down. There we go. I mean, that just came together so easily, but it just looks so pretty, doesn't it? I mean, the worst thing is I will probably now hoard this. I will probably hoard those other 3 clusters. So, yep, far from clearing my stash, I've actually probably now just made more things that I'm wanting to hoard. But let's cut that thread off that was then glued into my journaling card. But, oh, yeah, really, really love how they turned out. So, obviously, this was my inspiration. And this was my finished journaling card using one of those pieces. And obviously here are all the different ones that we made. So yeah, I hope that you liked the project. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully see you guys again soon. Thanks then. Bye.